All right, guys, we're going to talk about top 10 coins going into October 2024. And this is important because October 2024 is when we might actually start the bull run. So let's actually start off with TON. Yes, Durov does have legal issues, but he is actually working with the government, and I see that as a positive. I don't think Telegram is going to lose most of its users, and TON is going to use Telegram to promote their stuff. I mean, like the whole like airdrop thing, the games Cadison's Hamster Combat, they wouldn't be nearly as popular without Telegram, the actual app. The marketing's obviously going to be connected, and that does have a network effect. Cadison's and Hamster Combat are some of the most popular GameFi out there, and Cadison's 800,000 paying customers is pretty impressive. No matter which way you look at it. Yes, I do understand Telegram has had some network issues lately, but you know what? Solana had network issues, and a lot of them in a couple of years ago, and they still ended up being really big. So I can definitely see Telegram leveraging their network effect, and I am still positive on Telegram, although you could look at some of the Telegram's ecosystem tokens as well. I think in the top 10 coins, I'm probably most bullish on Telegram, mainly because Solana's market cap is too high and Telegram is much lower, and they still have a lot of people they can actually onboard. And I do think like Durov actually cooperating at least some with authorities will actually loosen up some of the tensions on Telegram that they have with the authorities. So Telegram is number one. Sui is the second one. Sui is a much lower market cap than Telegram in the 20s. I do believe it'll do really well. There's a lot of hype for it. The blockchain itself is actually pretty nice to use, and they're kind of trying to follow in the Solana strain. We know that Solana's been doing very well with their marketing, and I think Sui is kind of following up with it. They have a lot of projects on there, they have a lot of DeFi protocols, and their ecosystem is growing, and you gotta look at ecosystem growth for these coins if you're going to invest in them. So Sui is another one that you could look at putting some of your money into. I like PYTH as well. I think besides Chainlink, it's probably the Oracle with the most promise. It is Solana's Oracle, but more than that, TON has adopted it as well. So you have like two top 10 chains that are looking to use PYTH for their primary Oracle. Outside of Chainlink, it's probably going to be the biggest Oracle out there, in my opinion, and there's a lot of room for growth on PYTH. So I would definitely look at that as an investment as well. I like Near still because I do still think Near can get to like $30, $40 basically, maybe even higher. Harris just said she's very positive on both AI and crypto, and Near has both AI and crypto written in it. So I do believe Near has a lot of room to soar, and I do think because of those statements, Near will actually get pumps from from a regulatory standpoint and just from a coin standpoint. You have RNDR, once again, AI and crypto. It's got some partnerships. And the thing is, like, I do think they do render like 3D models for like Apple and some of the other big guys. They've had a little bit of trouble a few months ago, but I think they've actually gotten over that by now. And I definitely think that, with the hype in AI, with the hype in crypto, and just in the industry overall, I think RNDR is going to do really, really well. You have TIA. They just secured $100 million more in terms of funding. So they are very well funded for the next several years. I do believe they can use that to expand their network and their ecosystem. I do believe they have a lot of future potential. Yes, they did just pump like 20-25%, so I would be a little bit careful buying it right now, obviously. But I think just like for the future, TIA is an excellent crypto to actually look at. SEI is one that's kind of like been forgotten. Unfortunately, it hasn't really grown all that much, but it was kind of mentioned in the same breath as Sui and some of the other coins. Now, I don't think it's going to be as big as Sui, but the thing is, it's also a much lower market cap right now, and I still think it has room for development. I think it's a lot more raw than Sui right now, but because of the lower market cap, it can achieve some of the same type of ROI, even if the network doesn't end up being quite as big. So SEI is another one that you might want to look at. Aerodrome, obviously, it's been growing a lot recently, and I think it's going to continue growing. Yes, there is concern to me about the dilution of Aerodrome tokens. Not too much though, because I do think like Base is going to be very, very big. And as I'm writing this, there is still no indication of a Base token. So I think people will actually default to Aerodrome if they actually want to buy Base, because that is going to be mostly a Base-based DEX, and that's the biggest one I've actually heard about. You might also want to attach Velodrome to it as well, but still, Aerodrome is probably the one I would actually look at. Got to mention meme coin, Floki. I'm still like, even though I don't have any more Floki tokens, they got stolen. I'm still very, very bullish on Floki. I do think like they're building the ecosystem. I don't know so much about the ecosystem, but I do think like their icon, the fact that they're somewhat associated with Elon Musk, his pet dog or whatever. During the bull run, I do think the dog's going to do something and it's going to pump. So Floki Inu, definitely still one I would look at. I would also look at like stuff like Pepe because I'm pretty sure Pepe is going to go up as well. And of course, you got to have like a pure RWA token, and that is Centrifuge. Now, I'm not going with Ondo right now because I do believe that Ondo has a big unlock in January, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But up until like December, I think Ondo should be fine. Centrifuge, obviously a much, much lower market cap, much more potential. They're decently known in the RWA world, and I think they have potential to actually make some noise. Obviously, it's going to be very risky buying Centrifuge instead of Ondo, but I do believe their ROI possibility is higher. So those are my top 10 picks going into October. Like and subscribe, hit the bell notifications button, leave a comment, and I will see you guys later.